Hi everyone, my name is Rhoda and I will be presenting to you today the second option of our assignment, the complex classification of the mean joint types. The first joint I'm going to talk about is the bony joints, second, the fibrous joints, third, the cartilaginous joints, fourth, the synovial joints. The bony joint occurs when two bones fuse and become one bone. There is no motion allowed at the joint. The term used for this is called a synostosis, which means no movement occurs between the bones. Example of this is the mandible and the frontal. The mandible bone is formed here, this bone, and this is the frontal bone right here. The second joint I'm going to talk about is the fibrous joints. The fibrous joints are bones bound by short cartilage fibers. The fibers allow very little movement. This is called the synostosis. There are three kinds of fibrous joints: the suturals, the gymphosis, and the synostosis. The third joint I'm going to talk to you about is the cartilaginous joints. The cartilaginous joints are joints, one in which the two bones are linked by cartilage. This provides for more moderate movement, which is called the amphitosis. And the cartilage can be formed right here between the joints. This is what I color right here in the pink. Those are the cartilage between these joints. There are two types of cartilaginous joints based on the type of cartilage used. One is the synchrogiosis and the symphysis. The synchrogiosis are the bones bound by hyaline cartilage. Example of that is the diaphysis and the epiphysis, and between the first rib and the sternum. That is over here, the first rib and the sternum. Those are the cartilages over here. The fourth bone I'm going to talk about is the synovial bone, the synovial joints. The synovial joints are quite common in the body. They are involved in fluid field activity that connects the bones. Because of the fluid between them, the joint is freely movable, and that is the synovial right here. Synovial fluid that connects them. Because of the fluid, these joints are freely movable, and the term used for that is called a diarthrosis. These joints have a bit more complexity to them. The synovial joints have a narrow space between the two bones called a joint cavity. This is the joint cavity. The joint cavity, this space is filled with synovial fluid that lubricates the joint and reduces friction. And the joint cavity is surrounded by the joint capsule, which is here, the joint capsule. This includes an outer fibrous capsule that helps hold the joint together and retain the fluid, and the inner synovial membrane that produces the synovial fluid. Each of the surfaces of the bones has the articular cartilage, which is the articular cartilage that I wrote here, to reduce friction should the bones contact each other. There are sensory structure of the synovial joints, and those are the tendons, the ligaments, the bursa. Additional structures are the articular discs and the meniscus. There are 6 forms of synovial joints: the ball and the socket joints, the condylar joints, the saddle joints, the plane joints, and the hinge joints, and the pivot joints. I hope this assignment helped as we have a quiz to take on Monday. Thank you all for listening to me. Have a great day. Bye.